Hi, my friends. I just had a very interesting talk with Pegah Faraz, very interesting YouTuber. We were talking about real estate topics, buying and selling properties. So here it is. We were filming here at the apartment I'm selling currently, which you can see the link over there, and enjoy the video.
Well, hello guys, and I'm sure my previous subscribers, they already know you, but could you tell a little bit about yourself to the people who are new here?
Hi, my name is Georgi. I'm a real estate agent here in Estonia, Tallinn, and I've had a lot of experience in different fields in the real estate. Before it was short-term rental, and now concentrated more on selling and buying properties, or helping people buy and sell their properties. So that's it.
Perfect. So today we are going to talk a little bit more about buying or selling the property, more on the buying side, since I'm interested and my followers are interested to get more information about that one. So I'm just going to jump into the questions.
Yes.
And how much is the percentage of the commission and who should pay it?
You have several options. For example, if you're looking for apartment yourself, you do not pay any commission. Either the person who is selling the property, if he is selling it through the realtor, he will pay the commission to the realtor who is representing him. But if you want help of a realtor to find you and guide you through the process of buying a property, then you pay a buyer's commission, and it's usually around 2%. And actually, I would recommend using realtors, not because I'm a realtor, but because if you're coming from another country, you don't know the specifics of the real estate market in Tallinn, Estonia, and you can use their experience, which is tens of years.
And also get help with the contract, and if you don't know some certain points. And since we talked about contract, I have a couple of questions. Are there any specific things that are red flags and we should look out in the contract?
Contracting in Estonia is very safe because notaries are like professionals. It also is very well regulated by the law, so they will make sure everything is legally correct. This will be made by the notary. But there are things you should look for when you buy the property itself. And if you're buying with a bank loan, which most people do, then the risks are even lower, because for some specific danger points, the bank wouldn't give you just loan if they exist. But if you're buying all out like cash, then there are certain things you should look for, that all the paperwork of the property is in order. There are certain ownership types which are remnants from Soviet times, which if they exist, you can't see it from the apartment, like the appearance of the apartment. It can be like a very similar apartment next to the other one, but it will be later more difficult to sell because of this ownership legal form.
Well, that's really important and good to know and pay attention to. And are there any extra fees apart from the price of the house and the commission to the agent? Are there any extra fees for notarizing or transferring, anything else?
Yes, there are notary fees, but they are very well regulated, and knowing the price of the property and are you going to take a loan on it, there are online calculators. You can put those links down below.
Oh, perfect.
And you can know those fees in advance, but they are not big.
Perfect. So it's not that huge.
Yes, which is divided also by the buyer and seller.
Oh, perfect. And what about the building? My question is more about not the brand new ones, usually the houses or the older building. Is it something that we should pay attention to, or do they? Is it normal to do inspections in Estonia by professional people, or no? We should just pay attention to something.
Actually, that is a very good point, and it was not very common, and maybe now it's also not very common. Like people don't do it, but actually they should. There are several companies which can inspect the apartment for you. This will be a money saver in the long run. And in the buildings, you should look for the communal fees. Now it's very, like with this high rise in energy prices, a lot of things have also changed. For example, before was a very popular heating method, gas heating.
Yeah, exactly.
Which now is like had the biggest increase in the price. Also, nobody wants electric heating anymore, and now is central heating. Although it also increased in price, is the most popular. But there are also different kinds of central heatings, depending on what kind of fuel they use. Some central heating stations use gas, and some are using wood, like chopped wood or something from the like side products from the building industry. Those parts which cannot be used for building or doing furniture, they are like used for heating. And now this is the cheapest one. Also, we in Estonia have a lot of apartments which you use stove heating, like you have a fireplace or like old kind of these stoves, and you buy wood, which is actually quite cheap. You can heat your apartment for 200 euros for the whole season.
Really?
Yes, but you have to do the job.
Yeah, but it's cozy and fun to do that.
and also pellets. These are the wood is chopped to small like balls, like or like very very small pieces, which are then fed into the heater, and this can be automated. So you put the pellets, and actually this is one of the things which you can do to increase the value of the property. For example, if you want to buy, I would advise buying not renovated apartment with like bad heating system, which you can then put a better one and also renovate it and add value to it. Then it's much safer. It's not even that important at what time you buy, because when you buy, add value, you already have increased the value of the apartment, which you can either flip it. Now I don't think the flipping is the best time, but yes, that's about what you should look for.
Well, that's a really different suggestion, because I always had in mind that brand new buildings are safer and maybe we should go with that route. But it's good to know that this is also a good option, so we can decide and renovate ourselves and think about the bills and everything and see which one we prefer to do it.
Yes.
And so since you mentioned this kind of apartments, my question is it safe to buy non-built apartment, pre-buying the apartments that are still under construction or not started yet?
Now, actually, we're filming it in January 2022. I don't think it's safe. You should be careful if it's an established development company. It is safer, but still there are risks, especially because of the lately increased prices, which rose very rapidly, but they also rose for the construction materials labor, everything grows in prices. So what risk I see that some of the developments might not financially make it. So even with the higher selling prices, the expenses for the building might be even higher. So that's a risk. If they go to bankruptcy, there have been situations where like it's not built till the end. And then maybe to isolate, you should look if any bank has given a loan to that developer to develop that project. For example, if a big bank has given money to them, then it's less risky.
That's good to know. And also, I think in Estonia you can find this in financial information of companies easily to see the loans and everything.
Yes.
It's not private data. You can find it on the internet, I think.
Yes. But it is risky because developers, they make a separate company for each development. And you can have, for example, if it's like a big company and you think that they will be liable with all their assets, that's not true. If some of the project goes, then only this project goes underwater, and yes. But usually the big developers they are worried about their reputation. So if you need to buy in development, then it's better to buy from an established big one.
So my next question, since you mentioned the rise of the prices. For just the investment perspective, is it too late to think about buying the house, or no, you think this rise is going to keep going on and the prices are going to get higher?
If you are buying for the long run, for example, if you buy and keep it at least for 10 years, I think it's safe to buy, but you have to be very careful not to overpay when you buy it, because that's when you make the money, not when you sell the apartment, but when you buy it. You have to buy it with a good price, and to know the market, what are you going to do with it, for example, because part of the profit you gain, for example, if you're an investor, you gain from renting it out, and you can calculate the return of investment from renting. And the next part is adding value to your portfolio, like of real estate, is the price increasing over time. So for the since Estonia became independent, the price has risen steadily with the inflation and a bit more. So, and those two are added, and at the end, when you want to exit, you sell your property, and you gain from both, for the monthly rent you have received, and also from the increase of the price. So for the long run, is safe, because you never know. At the moment, when they increase the interest rates, the price can drop, for example, in next year or this year, who knows, little bit. But in the long run, it will rise back and maybe even overshoot this small drop.
So you mentioned right now and in the long run, but I'm just wondering, imagine like there hasn't been this rise in the current market and everything was normal, like maybe 2 years ago. And from my perspective, expats or people like me, we come to Estonia, work here for a couple of years, then we relocate to another country. And is it good for people like us to buy a property? Do we see that steady raise that you mentioned every year, like maybe it's 2% or 3%, but it's still a raise? Or no, there might be a situation that your property is going to lose its value?
Yes, this is likely. It can, 2008, the price dropped 50%, 50. So you can expect that. So in that sense, if you are buying only for 2 years, you have to, maybe not that a good idea. And especially, for example, if you buy and live there, you have to compare it with your rental price. For example, are you going to downgrade your living standards that you can afford to buy maybe a smaller place with that money, or with the same rent you can rent yourself a bigger apartment.
Okay, and one more question, since you mentioned the rental price. In general, is it normal for the rent price to cover the mortgage, or no? It's usually because in United States it's lower, and if you get an apartment or a house that it's almost equal, you had a good deal. So how is it in Estonia?
It also depends on your down payment, and at the moment, actually, the return on investment for the investor has been lower because there are so many people who are thinking that, oh, it's a good business. I buy, rent out, and at the end I have an apartment. But these are like small fluctuations depending on your down payment. It can be more or equal.
Which is the standard percentage? 15%?
15 and 20 nowadays even, because banks are a bit more careful. There are government programs for like young specialists where it can be as low as 10%. But then you have a clause there that you need to live yourself in the apartment. You can't rent it out. So, but for business loans, it's you have to make a down payment of 30 to 50%, for example, if you buy to your company.
Okay.
And this is more difficult to get a loan for a company.
Obviously, yeah.
Obviously.
So, but with the down payment of 20%, which is the standard, you think it's a little bit lower, or the best case scenario just the same? Or much lower?
No, it all depends. You have to know the market well, because market also is changing. At some point they built a lot of small apartments, and now there maybe demand during COVID times. The demand increased for bigger apartments because everybody needed an extra office in your own apartment. So that changes over time, and you should look maybe also in the future what will become of the older buildings, for example, older buildings without elevators. Obviously, I'm seeing that there will be decreased demand for them because the population of Estonia is aging. So if you're 70, 80, you don't want to go to the fifth floor by the stairs.
I'm 30 and I don't want to go to fifth floor by the stairs. Yeah,
Yes.
I completely understand. So those were really good points, and I got to say I had a completely different idea about how to buy a house in Estonia. It was really good to know these things. Are there any other points or things that you want to mention and think it's important to know?
Yes, for example, for investment, it's very interesting that like people are always thinking that, okay, I'll buy the most beautiful, nice apartment, and that is the best investment. Actually, that's not true. Because the most stable market is for the low end. For example, people who first are coming to Tallinn to work, to live. They have a limited amount of money, but there certainly this amount is increasing a little bit each year, and there will be always that kind of clients around. For example, students also. Tallinn has more than 5,000 students, and they with different kind of international programs. They're always coming, so. Maybe not that nice apartment with a very stable client base is the best investment.
Bill, thanks for letting us know. And guys, make sure to visit Georgi's channel, both for buying or selling and also renting. He also shares lots of good information, tips and tricks, and also his recent properties on his channel, which I'm going to link down below. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What a view, huh? Let's go to the balcony too. Woo! We are on the balcony. The sun is over there. The old town. Old town over there. Amazing. And over there is the sea behind those buildings. Many of you have guessed this is year 7. It's apartment for sale. I'm here on the balcony. Woo, it's a bit scary. I know. Hope nothing falls. So, we are now at year 7 on the balcony, and let's go inside. So, this is our balcony, and the other one too. Behind me is also the same apartment. So, let's take a tour. So, now we are here in the apartment. It was quite cold outside. So here you have a kitchen corner with a dishwasher, everything you need, oven, microwave, oven, fridge. And here you have a living room, TV, everything you need. And amazing big windows, but which fortunately have total blackout roller shades. Here there is also an air conditioner, which is important during the summer because you have such a big windows. And quite nice lamp. And over there is the bedroom part. Kitchen table, quite big. So, from where to start? Let's go to the bathroom. Over there. Light is on already. And first you see is a sauna. So let's take a look. It's quite spacious sauna. Two people, 3 people can fit with ease. Okay, that's it. I don't know, it's a bit dark here. The sauna is quite big size. Okay, let's go forward. Of course, maybe you have seen, this is where I made the tutorial video how to use Harvia. You see, it's the same sauna. I made a tutorial and we are exiting the sauna. What do we see? And we have water closet, and over here a sink, a fridge, not fridge, washing machine. And over here is the shower. Okay. Quite regular shower, quite good. Here you have a mirror, and let's go to the bedroom. The ceilings here are quite high, as you can already see. I left the balcony door open. You see, the ceiling is 4-point-something meters. I'll put the exact measurements over here. It's a king-size bed. At the moment, the apartment is completely empty, and I'm going to have a viewing today, so that's why I'm here. And here you have the second balcony with the same amazing view. Over there you have a view to the high rises. Woo. So let's continue. Let's continue the trip. So here was the balcony, and let's go to the other rooms. Over here you have like a wardrobe, like a walk-in wardrobe. Put your stuff. Yeah, you can hang some things. The jacket is over there, and it's the same height. And over here, go up the stairs, and this is where the entry is. That's the main entry from where you enter the apartment. And on the right hand side, over here, you have a wardrobe. Wardrobe, big one, with 2 parts. Okay, this is some electricity stuff was open. So let's close it. Here you have a great view. Quite overexposed, and over here you can hang more of your things, and here there is a mirror. So we have visited most of the rooms. There is the bedroom, living room, and another bedroom, or you can use it also as a study. So here it is. There is one bed, and here is another bed. At the moment it's packed, but it's okay. And but you can also put here, for example, a desk, or use this room for whatever you want to use it for. And from here you can have a view downstairs. You see? It's great. Okay, but that's about it. Let me know in the comments below what do you think about this property. Would you like to, if you like to buy it, let me know. My details are in the description. Like, subscribe if you want to see other like luxury apartments or high-end apartments, and you'll go and see them. And let me finish with the view again. That's the last. See you.